Communication, communication, communication. The center of absolutely everything you do. Welcome back, guys. I'm Laura, the Leaders Coach, and this video is about the skill you've been working on your entire life. From the moment we're born, we learn to communicate our needs with others. Then we move on to communicating our wants and desires. And eventually we learn to communicate to understand what others' needs, wants, and desires are. As our communication gets more complex over time, we bring in more skills and add more depth to them, which allows us to make friends, work in teams, create stable relationships of all kinds, and grow other skills like empathy, emotional intelligence, leadership, and so on. Nothing in life happens without some form of communication. And with the addition of all this technology in our lives, those skills are building an even bigger need for growth and development. But like all things, when communication fails, it's often a basic principle that's either missing or faulty in execution. Making sure those foundations are as strong as they can be and continuing to build them up will only benefit your communication going forward. So here's a few reminders of those basic principles. First, listening is your most powerful tool. Celeste Headley said, "There is no need to learn how to show you're listening if you are in fact listening." And I couldn't agree more. You learn more by listening to someone than by any other communication skill. And you need that knowledge and understanding to be the leader your team need you to be. So if you're listening to understand rather than listening to reply, the person talking will be well aware that you're taking this on board. Most importantly, they'll feel heard. So give everyone the space and time to say what they need to say, and get comfortable with silence so they know you're willing to wait. After all, a truthful answer is better than a rushed one. Inclusion is vital for the development of all. Adam Grant once said, "You don't have to agree with what people think to learn from how they think." Whether it's a problem you're solving, a decision you're making, or how you lead and motivate your team, everyone involved or affected can be included in that discussion. In problem solving, everyone will have vital information about the impact of the problem, its root causes, and possible solutions. In decision making, everyone will have thoughts about the pros and cons of the options available, and may spot another path you haven't considered. And as for leading and motivating your team, that's something you are doing daily. So inviting regular feedback, engaging in conversations that help you learn about your team members, and asking about their preferences when being led is far better than making assumptions about what they want or getting caught in the trap of thinking you're the one with all the answers. Being the leader your team needs you to be requires you to include them in that discussion. Adaptability matters. Tony Robbins said, "To effectively communicate, we must realize that we are all different in the way we perceive the world, and use this understanding as a guide to our communication with others." Every person you ever encounter inside and outside of work is unique. Their boundaries, humour, body language, speaking patterns, thought processes, and so on will all be unique to them. So treat every person as a unique relationship that needs its own communication style. The ultimate goal of communication is to achieve a shared understanding. This means reaching a place where all involved are on the same page about what happens next and agree. It's not about winning or being right. It's about achieving a point in the conversation where something is put to bed, an action plan is agreed and clear, or a deeper understanding is now present. It could also be a mix of those things, but whatever it is, it's important you go in with the mindset to collaborate with the person you're talking to. A shared understanding is only possible when all parties work together. You have your opinion, and they will have theirs too. So I always say, instead of trying to get a bigger slice of the pie, how about making the pie bigger for everyone? We may have been communicating all our lives, but the way we become excellent communicators is by creating a cycle of continuous development and improvement, and building all the habits we need to sustain that cycle. Which is why my last reminder to you is, gain regular feedback. Bill Gates once said, "We all need people who will give us feedback. That's how we improve." So actively seek out feedback regularly so you can identify what's working for you and everyone else and where you can develop. The best method I've found for doing this is the stop, start, continue method. You can see more about that, as well as some additional tips in becoming a better communicator, in my earlier video, How to Become More Self-Aware. Communication really is the foundation upon which everything else we do happens. So acknowledging that this is not one skill, but a wide variety of skills, is the first step to recognizing and then actioning the need for continuous improvement. Don't let cracks in your foundation hold you back. Instead, strengthen that foundation to prevent those cracks from happening in the first place. Recognize when they do occur and repair them quickly, and embrace continuous development. That's the secret to excellent communication. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, give me a like and subscribe to my channel for future videos. See you soon.